what happens when we don't feel like ourselves? And most importantly, what is feeling like ourselves? Whether you're facing a career change or a new hobby dilemma, in this video we will break down what the core values are and how to use them for decision making. Be yourself. This is a phrase you might have heard 1,000 times. But what does it mean? You know, in video games, when you are starting with a character and you have a certain number of skill points and you need to assign them? Well, those actually form the personality of the character. And something similar happens to us. Whether by nature or nurture, we gain certain characteristics by just living on Earth. And they are our core character strengths. One of those core things that we have is the core values. And the core values are highly important for us. Sometimes when we don't act according to our core values, we feel bad. We might not be able to pinpoint where it comes from or why do we feel this way. But if we betray something that's very deep within us, then we really feel it. If we do that often, then we start feeling really off. We start feeling not like ourselves. Something important to know about the core values is that if we become flexible with them, then that might be a tricky road to travel. So we have to make our core values non-negotiables. Whenever we find them, we stick to them. So let's find your core values. I'm going to first share mine so you have an example. I have 3 main core values. Honesty, because I like being authentic. I like showing myself as I am. I don't play roles or pretend to be somebody I'm not. Intention is my second core value because I love having goals and I love projecting myself into the future and acting upon that. And last, I have play because I love infusing everything I do with creativity and humor. These are my core values. And actually the acronym of them is HIP, so HIP, and hips don't lie, so I trust it. So this is how core values can look like. Now, full disclaimer, whenever I'm working with a client and we're discovering their core values, it takes 1 or 2 sessions. So now we can get an approximation of what this is, but if you really want to dig deeper, it takes a while. In order to find your core values, there's a series of steps that we can follow. I'm going to share with you the instructions on the screen right now. In the next screen, you will see a list of values. You can pause, read them, and try to find 3 to 5 that fit you. You can, of course, add any you come up with. The word describing the value doesn't have to be the dictionary definition. It can be an estimation or a symbolic name. Think if your values fully describe you. You can combine a couple of values if they are similar into one. In the end, you should have 3 values, 4 maximum. All right, so now you'll get the list of values on the screen. So make sure you pause and pick the ones that suit you best. In the end, you should have 3 to 4 values. Make sure they are balanced, like the yin and yang. There has to be strength and ease towards them. So for example, if your values are creativity and kindness, make sure you include an action-oriented one in there to balance it out. Why is it important to know your values? Because when making a decision, they should be at the forefront. They will really tell you what is a priority to you. And for example, if you're changing jobs and you really love innovation, then you will have to look for that in a new job. Remember, if you're going against your values when making a decision, then it might be fine for once, but that through time can separate you from your core self and you will start feeling it. Having a set of core values allows you to stay genuine to yourself, to know yourself, and to make decisions in a grounded base. So I'm very curious, what are your core values? What did you find when doing the exercise of core values? Let me know in the comments, what are your core values?
If you found this helpful, you can book a session with me on Amphy. See you there!